morning. This morning we're joined by Ashley Ringrose, who's the partner, technical director, strategist and creative at Soap Creative. Soap Creative are probably one of Australia's most innovative creative online agencies. They've been responsible for a lot of award-winning work that's being done through and for M&C Saatchi and a number of other agencies. Ashley's been in the business now for about 4 or 5 years, and he's actually had his own blog, and that's why we have him in today to talk about social media. Soap Creative have been selling social media now to advertisers, but advertisers in Australia are slow to take up. Ashley knows a lot about blogging, chatting, instant messaging and live caching in general, which is a new trend taking off in the United States. Welcome, Ashley.
Thanks, Lara.
We're very pleased to have you here this morning.
Thank you.
And tell us a little bit about how you started blogging and what social media is.
I never really had a diary for myself, and then I thought I'd have my own online. I didn't know it was a blog at the time. I just wanted to update regularly about things I was thinking of, and you like to tell jokes to your workmates, and I thought I'd put them on the blog. And so yeah, since mid-2000 I've had my own blog, which is just me posting about random thoughts, jokes and other stupid things. And I mean, social media is relatively new coin term, marketing term, but it's been around since probably the start of the web. As soon as emails are a form of social media, ICQ, instant messaging, blogs, chats, forums, anything like that, anything where there's a communication between people is social media. And I think the web has facilitated people communicating a lot more freely rather than writing letters. Instead of people writing letters to companies, they just post it on a message board. And online has made social media a lot more effective.
We had Yahoo buying a group's product years ago and Google buying a blogger. Do you think that that's brought to the fore this year at least the importance of social media in a marketing context? Yeah,
I think bloggers are huge potential. There's over 4 million registered blogs, and there's probably another million or so out there that no one knows about. But yeah, and with Friendster now, and Google has its own Friendster clone, these type of social networks and social media has become a powerful tool for communication, and also a potential powerful tool for marketers to get brand awareness and sell their products online.
Why do you think people want to post their opinions?
Everyone likes having an opinion. If anyone asks, have you been to this restaurant, everyone's got either a good opinion or a bad opinion about it. And most people like to refer things to their friends. Everyone says, I've used this product, it's great. When someone else uses it, I know I do. I always like saying, you liked it too, that's great. And people can do that online a lot more freely. On personal blogs or on forums, you go to DP Review, which is a photography site, and people love posting about the new camera and how great it is, or how bad it was, and how much of a lemon the camera was. And they feel that they're helping people, and also, people just love giving referrals of things and products.
Tell us a little bit about advertising and the relevance of advertising online, the effectiveness of advertising online versus search and social media.
There was a recent survey that said 60% of people would trust traditional TV advertising, whereas only 5% to 10% of people would trust online advertising. So online advertising, although it's not very trusted, it's seen more as obtrusive, and it's more annoying. People understand on TV, ads are on there to help you pay, because it's free, whereas online people still think it's annoying, it's popping up in your face, you can't get rid of it. Whereas I think with social media, it's a lot more effective because it's more of a recommendation from a friend, or it's more text-based. It doesn't feel like a hard sell from a salesman. It's more like a friend telling you, hey, you should try this product. And so I think online advertising is it works in some ways, but it's very untrusted, and people feel still a bit skeptical about online advertising as opposed to traditional media, above the line stuff.
What sort of social advertising hasn't worked, or has worked online and hasn't worked online?
What's worked well online has it's the big companies like Google with its AdSense, and text-based, content-based advertising. So people with blogs who are blogging about political stories and other stuff like that. Google with AdSense would give them political-based referrals to search engines. Nike's done one with Gawker.com or Gawker.net, whereas they had their own blog about the art of speed, in affiliation with Gorka, and that's basically every week they would update with a new film, like BMW films, and they would review, they would interview the directors, they would post other interesting content, and basically it was an informative and interesting blog that also happened to be a Nike blog, so it was quite interesting.
How did Nike integrate the branding on the Gorka co-produced site?
Yeah. I mean, Gorka reaches about 70,000 people a day, and that's a huge market. So they, instead of just creating their own blog, they kind of tacked it onto the end of Gorka, to the side, and they integrated the brand by slight amount of branding, but each film that was released every week was themed around the Art of Speed, which is inherently, you know, promoting the Nike product, the Nike shoes. But there was no hard sell. There was no.
So the movies had a shoe in them?
No, there was. Some of them didn't. Some of them did, but a lot of it was just. The brief was create a 3-minute film around the Art of Speed, and Nike, like BMW films, is seen as the cool brand behind these films, these great content.
I guess for Nike, which is a high-end product, it's an expensive running shoe, and BMW, again, a luxury car, partnering with filmed product makes sense. What about with some of the consumer packaged goods that have used blogs?
I think like electronics, stuff like that, like cameras. There's a lot of sites out there that review these products, and social media in terms of like online forums and stuff like that, where people talk about these products and sell them. They work really well. DEI marketing promoted a secret concert by the American Idol stars for Pop-Tarts, and the way they used that was by going onto online chats and building awareness of this secret concert. Hey, check this out. Have you seen this? Do you have the password for the site to get into the secret concert? And just doing that on chats and forums centered around the American Idol fan base, and it worked really well. It drove traffic and built awareness. So I think products, but also events and promotions work really well for social media.
Anything that has a cool factor?
Yeah, anything that people are excited about and has a strong fan base works well for social media.
What about launch of a new product?
I think
like the milk example in the United States.
Yeah, one that didn't work was a milk company launched a new flavoured milk range, and the way they did that was they kind of co-sponsored 6 blogs to blog about the milk occasionally, and gave them product samples and promos and stuff. That didn't work really well because people saw that as it didn't really relate to the milk too much, and they actually boycotted the sites, thinking it was selling out too much. And these kids didn't really blog about the milk at all, maybe once or twice in a month, and I don't think that worked well at all.
What advertisers in Australia, which advertisers in Australia do you think will be pioneers in the use of social media placements in Australia?
I think consumer products like Sony or any high-end, not high-end, but any digital consumer products, anything that people use online to research in depth a lot. So headphones, anything that requires a lot of in-depth research online works well for social media, because these people are going to be searching Google for their product, and the forums and the blogs are going to come up on the site. Stuff, even cars, anything like that that requires people to do a lot of research and a big thought process behind it. Small goods like Tic Tacs and stuff like that won't work well because people don't really use online to research that. It's a product you just grab on the store.
What about the use of Yahoo groups in the context of Australian Idol content online? Could they be used to sell consumer packaged goods?
Yeah, I mean, you've got Yahoo groups started out with no Australian Idol group, and during the run of the show, they built up 900 to 1,000 people. These are hardcore fans that have signed up for the group, all talking about Idol, constantly. And so I think if a marketer puts a few little spies in there and just starts talking about their own products or promoting their Idol-based cross promotions, it can work really well, a lot better than traditional advertising. You can have a banner on the Yahoo site, but these people are just going to go straight to groups and start talking, or they have banner blindness. They don't want to look at the advertising.